Boxing fans, this is Jason Lloyd here with 10 Count Boxing News, coming at you with some awesome news, guys. Today we're going to talk about whether Billy Joe Saunders can knock out Canelo Alvarez. Now, with the fight already booked for May 8th, Billy Joe versus Canelo, number one, can Billy Joe beat Canelo, right? Number two, can he knock him out? Let's just dig into this a little bit, guys. All right, first off, Billy Joe's record is 30-0 with 14 KOs. That's a great record. That is a very, very good record. Go 30-0, 14 KOs, especially when you're swimming in there with the middleweights, super middleweights. Okay, there's some big dudes out there. Very, very tough, all right? So he's the current super middleweight champ, the WBO super middleweight. He's standing in at 5'11". He is a southpaw, and he's he fights at the 168 pound zone right now, and he also has a 71-inch reach advantage. That's awesome, man. So Billy Joe, he's great. So Billy Joe also is from the Gypsy Nation in the United Kingdom. He's a very, very, very slick boxer. The guy's got the moves. He's got hands, and he great jab. Definitely, he's got feet. He's currently training with Ben Davidson, who is the former trainer for the heavyweight champ, the WBC heavyweight champ, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, guys. So these guys are very close friends, and they have a very similar style, only Billy Joe is a smaller version of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, okay? Keep that in mind. He has a great head and foot movement. He has a great engine. I mean, he could definitely go 12 rounds all day long. But unless a great challenge is put in front of Billy Joe, sometimes he starts a bit slow and doesn't turn on the gas pedal all the way. But when he has a big challenge put in front of him, he tends to step up, and he makes for a very, very great, interesting fight. A lot like Tyson. Tyson kind of does the same thing too. So be prepared for Billy Joe. The rumors have it that he's about 190 pounds right now. He's just kind of been chilling, but look for him to get in the best shape of his life right now, guys. He's about to start training like a beast, and look for Billy Joe to be looking really good come fight night. Okay, so let's dig into to see if he can actually KO Canelo. All right, so Canelo is coming in at 55-1. with 37 KOs. That's incredible. Okay, he's only 30 years old, guys. So he's in the prime of his life right now. This guy is. We all know that he's in tremendous shape. That he has great power. He has great body punches, and his IQ is out of this world. Okay. Now, I think one of the best things that ever happened to Canelo, as far as to move him up in his technicality and his boxing IQ, has been the fact that he had a loss to Floyd Mayweather Jr. When he was about 21, 22 years old, and he learned more from that loss than he actually did from a lot of his other wins. Okay, guys. One thing that he learned is that he needed to work on his head movement and his boxing IQ, and we can see, especially within the past few years after that last couple Triple G fights, and just from then on, I mean, he's been looking good for years, but man, I mean, he's come a long way. So Canelo's from Guadalajara, Mexico. He is also the current WBA and the WBC super middleweight champion of the world. Also holds the Ring Magazine belt in the super middleweight division. A lot of sources around the boxing communities and the boxing world say that Canelo Alvarez is the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world right now, guys. So again, so we're looking to see, there's a couple questions. A, is Billy Joe going to come in and just get pounded on like these past few opponents? I don't think he is. His IQ is too good for that. But can he pull off a knockout victory over Canelo? So that's where the problem lies, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because Canelo Alvarez has never been down on the canvas in all of his fights, and like I say, he's 55-1 when he has 2 draws. So out of 58 fights or so, he has yet to touch the canvas in the ring. So can Billy Joe, who's 30-0, which is a great record, with 14 KOs, put Canelo Alvarez on the canvas? I've been watching some of Canelo's training, and he does a lot with his head and his neck, and I've also seen him do push-ups with just his neck, no arms. He's just doing push-ups from the ground, and his whole body is basically doing a push-up, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I also saw, the only other person that I saw do that, I'm sure there are other people that do it, excuse me, is the heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua. I seen him doing it the other day too. It blew my mind. My neck would probably just snap like a pencil, but even though I got a very strong back and neck, but hey, you know, I'm not the champ either. So what does that do? When people do neck push-ups, they do neck push-ups without no arm. So they're building all the muscles, obviously, in the neck, and so when they're getting hit, they don't get those flash knockdowns. A lot of times you see boxers take a super hard, quick, fast punch, and they just drop, and then they get up. They're not really that hurt. They get up really fast. Well, that takes a lot of those away. And also what happens there, obviously, is when you get a flash knockdown, you know, you get a count, and hopefully not a 10 count, or you'll be out. But obviously that takes a lot out of you, and that prevents doing those neck push-ups. That prevents a lot of people from putting you on the canvas. So again, can Billy Joe put Canelo down? Can he knock him out? I don't believe he can. Okay, I mean, this guy has an iron chin, and his stamina is astounding. I've seen Canelo in the past few fights. The later and later it gets into the fight, he's looking more like it's the first or second round. I mean, his engine is pretty good right now. Billy Joe, like I say, he can also go the distance, and he has looked really good in some of his fights and even in the later rounds. But like I say, he's not known for being a KO artist, but an incredible boxer. And is his boxing skills up to the level where Canelo's are? We're going to find that out. Okay, we're going to find that out on May 8th. He's definitely going to get tested. I think that this is going to be one of the better fights that Canelo has fought in the past, year or two, as far as challenge-wise. I did like the Callum Smith fight. I mean, Callum was a big dude, and he come in with a lot of heat, but he just couldn't really get off on Canelo Alvarez. And one thing you guys got to remember is the kind of training that Canelo's doing right now. You know, there's a lot of talk, but as soon as somebody gets in the ring with Canelo and they start taking those body punches and, you know, hard shots, they keep missing, it gets discouraging, and a lot of times people want to do the tuck and roll. I don't think Billy Joel's going to do that. I think that he's going to be showing a lot of movement, trying not to get hit with those shots from Canelo. He's going to try to do the out boxing IQ with Canelo, but the problem is Canelo's IQ is up there, might even be a little bit better than Billy Joe's. But can he win on points? It's going to be very hard for him to win on points too, because of just where he's at alone. And I strongly suggest that Billy Joe come out and just try to box his head off. He's going to have to throw like triple the jabs that he normally would throw, and try to not get hit by anything, because he's going to try to definitely have to outpoint Canelo Alvarez, and that's going to be a tough thing to do, because Canelo doesn't get hit very often. Okay, so again, this is going to be a real chess match, guys, and I honestly think that Canelo might have a little bit too much power for Billy Joe, but Billy Joe does step up and put on a great performance when he's really tested. So again, I can't wait to see this fight. It's coming in at May 8th. And yeah, it's going to be like a slobber knocker chess match, guys, round by round. It's going to be. So check it out on DAZN, and it's going to be one of those hit, not get hit, fights. Obviously, it's going to be great. So again, shout out to these two fighters, Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo Alvarez, for this championship fight, guys. And again, this is Jason Lloyd with 10 Count Boxing News. And remember, after the 10 count, you out, suckers. Peace.
Boxing fans, boxing